We're here at the Schomburg Center, and you actually came here as a little boy. Do you remember being here?
It was for story time. It was a time
Colson Whitehead is a certified literary star. With a National Book Award, 2 Pulitzer Prizes, and his work singled out by President Obama and Oprah, his face on the cover of Time magazine, called America's Storyteller.
We're here in Harlem to talk about the Harlem Shuffle. It's a heist novel. You remember the moment where you thought, okay, this will be fun to write?
I think the fun aspect was a big selling point for me. It was about 8 years ago, and I was like, what should I rent tonight? And I always come up with Ocean's 11. And I was just thinking just how much fun they must have had plotting the heist. And I thought, can I do a heist novel?
With 1960s Harlem as the backdrop, Harlem Shuffle tells the story of Ray Carney, a furniture store owner by day, a seller of stolen goods by night.
I like this character so much because he lives between these two worlds. Was that duality something that you were interested in?
I started developing Ray Carney. He's, just trying to be a good family man, have this business. But his dad was a crook, and now it's his model of masculinity. And there's always a voice saying in the back of his head, let's do some crimes. And he suppresses it, embraces it.
Whitehead finished Harlem Shuffle in the spring of 2020, just as protest over the murder of George Floyd began raging across the country.
You write about these police riots while you were watching the news and witnessing what was happening. How could you hold those two things?
I was writing about a real case in 1964 where a young black teenager was killed by a white policeman, and there was a week of protests in Harlem and Brooklyn. As being a New Yorker and a black American, we have these high-profile cases, and we talk about what we're going to do, and then we don't do that much.
Working on Harlem Shuffle was a return to the place of his earliest memories. His family lived there until he was 5 years old.
Part of it is rediscovering my parents' Harlem. In the early 60s, they were newlyweds, and so in some ways I'm writing about them and their friends. And part of it is just seeing that Harlem is part of the world.
Whitehead has taken on some of the most painful topics in American history: Jim Crow segregation in the Nickel Boys and slavery in the Underground Railroad.
It's always intimidating. When I was writing Underground Railroad, I was thinking, well, Toni Morrison, beloved, how do you beat Toni Morrison? And you can't. All you can do is your best, or trust that you have something new to add to all these stories.
Speaking of Toni Morrison, I read that she once invited you for coffee, and you turned her down.
I didn't turn her down, but didn't follow up.
What is that about?
Well, I was basically intimidated. I'm not worthy. Definitely my anxieties and stuff prevented me from living my best life. But I think she survived.
Think you could have ever imagined the career that you would have had?
I didn't imagine doing network TV.
In between writing world-renowned books, Whitehead has devoted time to some more mundane accomplishments.
I've been sort of doing a self-improvement kick. I'm getting my driver's license, which I never got. I think I'm the oldest student of my instructor. He has 16-year-old girls and me, and he's totally yelling at me all the time. He's like, Colson, Colson.
He is also a father of 2, his oldest, a teenager.
You have a teenager. Has she read any of your work or not yet?
She read Underground Railroad.
Did she, like the rest of the world, think Underground Railroad was a masterpiece?
She uses the word masterpiece, but she said she liked it. So, the books aren't going anywhere. One day, she'll probably go on a jag and understand what a strange person her dad actually is.
Y'all, can you tell how charmed I was by him? So Whitehead became so attached to the character of Ray Carney that he's already written a follow-up book to Harlem Shuffle. Yeah, Al called this. He's also working on ideas for a 3rd Ray Carney book. And it was really especially meaningful to talk with Whitehead at the Schomburg Center in Harlem because, as we mentioned, that's where he used to go to story time as a child. So, and you guys, tonight, he's actually speaking there with the release of his paperback. So it says that sometimes things really do come full circle.
He has been one of my favorite writers for a long time. And it's not just the themes that he chooses to write about, but to your point, he is a masterful storyteller.
He's incredible.
His character development, just everything.
That can change his voice, the voice.
Yes.
I have to tell you, he writes his books to a albums to all these different musics, and his music is as varied as his hobbies.
Interesting.
It's wild. So he can like listen to all of these different artists
while he's writing.
he writes. It
Love
kind of
to hear his playlist.
It's playlist. I know we got to. Let's
a
put a
great
playlist
idea.
on today.com.
Let's get
his
Colson Whitehead's
playlist. I'll
playlist.
text him after this. Actually,
That's a
I
great
didn't get his
idea.
number, but I wish I did.
I'm sure you could make that happen.
DM him.
Okay, I'm going
Jenna,
to.
thank you. That was a
Slide
great
into
conversation. That was a great conversation.
I'm not sure his wife, who I admire very
yeah,
much,
'cause
would like if
that
I slid
lingo.
into his DM.
But you know her.
But I know her.
So it's okay.
So it's a gentle slide.
We will see you in a
that
few
got
hours.
awful.
Fourth hour. Fourth
Oh my
hour.
gosh, I love it, and I love you, Jenna.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.